who has not yet taken the GED test, please tell them to do so as soon as possible. If any of you have not taken the GED test and you do not have your high school diploma, please try to get that done as soon as you can. The new GED test is going to include calculus, algebra, chemistry. It's being linked to the new Common Core Educational Standard coming out of Obama's U.S. Department of Education. They're making the GED harder to increase the mass incarceration campaign against black males. The new GED test is going to be totally computerized. You can no longer take it by paper. It's going to be 4 times as expensive. This is being done to keep our young men who cannot tolerate the racism of the educational system, who decide to settle for the GED, because with a GED you can still go to college. With a GED you can still get into trade school. And although we don't want our young people going into the military, with the GED you can still go into the military. But without a GED, you can't do any of those. So they're trying to engineer a situation where all roads take the black man to mass incarceration. Most states now have a mandatory graduation test. 26 of the 50. I don't know if Georgia has it yet. Yes. Y'all have it? Yes. Pennsylvania is the newest state. In the state where I live, the graduation test goes into effect 2015, next year. Children are going to be given 10 tests. 5 science and math, 5 language and social science. If you fail more than 4 of those tests, even if you were a straight A honor roll student, you do not get a diploma. Still further, your failing score on that test will get converted into a 0, and the 0 is averaged in with your classroom grade for your final score. So what that means, hypothetically, your son has a 99% average in science. He's a 99. He takes this white supremacist graduation test, and he fails it with a 59. That 59 is automatically converted into a 0. And then that 0 is averaged in with his 99. Now 0 plus 99 is 99 divided by 2. He fails for the year. They're doing this all across the country because African labor is no longer needed in the United States. So they're trying to prevent you from getting the credential so they don't have to justify why you can't get a job. This is the new racism. The new racism is to deny that racism exists. And so we got to become smarter and we got to become wiser. Public service announcement for my parents who did not heed my warning not to put your child on psychiatric medication. Because some of you did not listen. Well, I got news for you. There's a drug called Risperdal. Some of you know it because they give it to black boys to help them calm down when they're mad at white supremacy. Risperdal has just been found out by white lawyers to have the side effect of raising the amount of prolactin hormone in the bloodstream of black boys. My women, my sisters, you know what prolactin is. It is the hormone that is present in women after they give birth to help them grow breasts and lactate. So a few weeks ago, a group of lawyers found out that Risperdal is causing boys, not only black, but all boys, to grow breasts and in some cases drip milk. I told you to stop giving them the drugs. There was another study that came out of Europe where they gave Ritalin. And we all know that Ritalin is one molecule away from crack cocaine. They gave Ritalin to lab mice. And every mice that they gave the Ritalin to, their testicles swelled up and they began to prematurely ejaculate. Last time I was in Atlanta, I told you that I would not return without a book. So I did that. Dr. Umar finally finished my first book, Psychoacademic Holocaust, the special education and ADHD wars against black boys. And I want all of you, if you haven't already, to get a copy of that before you leave. Not to support me economically, but to support your child politically. Because if you don't know how to fight this school system, it will devour your babies. So in that book, which is the first book written by a black male school psychologist that teaches you how to fight back against special ed, ADHD, Ritalin, and unfair school discipline practice, if you read my book cover to cover, guaranteed, they will never be able to hustle you. In that book, you learn about all the definitions: ADHD, conduct disorder, mental retardation, learning disability. All the definitions are there for you. There's a whole chapter on frequently asked questions. Most of the questions you guys send me by email, I've condensed them and I've answered them. So you don't have to wait for me to hit you back on email. You can go to the book. For my mothers, I have a whole chapter on how to deal with disruptive behavior without medication. You don't need drugs to teach a child how to behave. And ladies, let me be clear for the women. Because some women think the reason your sons don't listen to you is because you're not his father. That's not the reason. It's not because you're female mothers. The reason your son doesn't listen is because you are inconsistent with your discipline regimen. The reason men are able to get our children to listen to us is because we as men are socialized to put forth the structure in the house. So when we tell our sons to do something, we tell them once. There is no second chance. But mothers, because you are the feminine energy, and because your nature is to nurture, sometimes y'all do too much nurturing and not enough discipline. One thing you have to do more of, black women, stop yelling at the children. Stop cursing at the children. Stop giving warnings to the children. And what in the hell is this green light system y'all done made up? You on red, you almost on purple, you better stop, you about to hit blue. You got one more, listen to me. Behavior modification is the art of teaching the child how to change their reactions to given stimuli. You cannot teach him to change if you're too busy giving him another chance and another chance to mess up. If he does something wrong, you're supposed to punish right then and there. The problem is that you're inconsistent. So on Monday you punish, Tuesday you let him slide. Wednesday you punish, Thursday scandal comes on. So you let him slide. Friday you punish, Saturday you're going out with your girls. So he know he can slide. Listen to me well. And I want my fathers to listen too. Because fathers, you are just as weak with your daughters as the mothers are with their sons. If I'm about to do something wrong, I'm your child. I'm about to break a law. I'm about to come in late. I'm about to steal. I'm about to eat something you told me I could not have. I should automatically know that if I break this rule, there's a consequence coming. I should know that. But when mom is inconsistent with her son, and when dad is inconsistent with her daughter, the child can take a gamble because the last time they broke the law, they got away with it. So if you're not going to be consistent, you're not going to change behavior. And your child will end up looking worse than what they are. Not because they can't, but because you can't. Not because they can't learn discipline, but because you ain't got it. Remember, the #1 job of a black parent in a white racist society is to teach your children the art of discipline. The ability to do what you don't feel like doing when it got to be done, whether you like it or not. If your child don't have that by the time they leave your house, white supremacy will be waiting to devour them.
That's right. That's right.